Yep, Scott McDonald with the Marshall Police Department. Busy day here in Marshall. We had 1,500 walkers and bikers here at the Darkhorse Louis Bakery half marathon. We just finished that up. As you can see, they're all having a good time. Then we just had the tractor. There's a catch-all name for it, I don't know. But anyway, a group of tractors did a long parade from the fairgrounds through Marengo and back through town, raising money for cancer awareness.
And this is the Baker's Dozen Beer Run, and you've been on the big machine here.
I have.
Enjoying the ride along with them.
Enjoying the ride along with them. I only about got run over once, so it wasn't too bad today. But no, good day for Marshall. A lot of people in Marshall, and really having a good time.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, as you can see, we're at the Darkhorse here. And this is where it starts and stops for this great Baker's Dozen Beer Run. You can see a lot of bikers here. And here's the crowd. And they are just enjoying it. They've put in roughly 14 miles, give or take a little bit. Runners and bikers. This was actually the where they came down and then entered behind the general store, the Darkhorse General Store. And people are out here having a real fun time. Let's go on into the crowd and take a look. Yeah, everybody's having a fun time. It is amazing what a little beer and donuts will do for people. There's a train going by in the background there. This is a big event. 1,400 people. This is the line right here. And it smells like a brewery. That's because it is. It's become a very huge event. Oh, look at the delicious food here. What type of food is that?
This is chicken, that is pork.
Chicken and pork.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. Wow. I'm going to slip behind these guys. Oh, that looks absolutely fantastic. Look at this guy. Got the pulled pork. They got some of the barbecue sauce. They got the beans. They've got the chips. They've got the salads here, potato salads. Coleslaw salads. More chips over there. And you can just see all these people really enjoying themselves. Hey. This is one of the big events. Darkhorse does throw some very good events out here. And these people are having a delicious time. Okay, here's where the donut part happens. And they look absolutely delicious. And I'm hungry just looking at them. So that's the donut part. Then we come around over here. And this is the other part of the action. When you got donuts, you've got to have beer. Or is it when you have beer, you've got to have donuts? All right. What's on tap? Crooked Tree, IPA, Raspberry Ale, Amber Ale, a Bofo, Oktoberfest, Scotty Karate. This is the garden here. Let's see if we can even get a little action up here. Look at the huge number of people at this event. Of course, here we are at Brewer Road, and of course they've got a great activity going on here. This has become certainly one of the big, mega popular events. Okay, we're inside where they make the fantastic beers. I'm here with Aaron. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
You have got a fantastic event going on today. The Baker's Dozen Beer Run, right?
Yes.
And 1,400 people have shown up for this event. How'd you guys come up with this? This is just great.
Actually, it was Dave Geeson who came up with the idea to do it, and years past it had started at Louis and then run 13 miles and end up here.
Okay.
Eat a donut first, run or bike, walk or whatever you want to do, end back here, have a beer. And it was done just for fun. There was no charities, no anything, just
for fun, definitely.
Just for people to get out and have a good time. So this year it actually started here and ended here.
Okay.
And obviously the people are now ending their bike ride or run. But just a day for people to get out, have some fun, and enjoy being healthy, or enjoy just donuts, beer, and being together. So yeah, good event.
Absolutely huge event. Boy, to see this many people at the event now, it's become one of the biggest events in the city. I mean, it's one of the mega top dozen or so events of Marshall.
Yeah, for sure, and it brings people from, I think Dave said it when we had a meeting a week or so ago, that there was people from 6 or maybe 10 different states.
Wow, that hear about this.
So not only is it people from Marshall, but it's bringing people from outside Marshall, to Marshall to either spend the day, spend the night, and bring money to our town.
Yeah, a lot of people jogging and on bicycles, and they do a great course around Marshall, and they're having fun. The donuts looked fantastic out there. They come from Louis?
They were part from Louis and part from Family Fair too.
Right, because there's so many.
Right.
Yeah.
Louis had a tough time making enough, so we had Family Fair fill in the extra, and then all the beer from here.
Yeah. Now let's start talking about beer, because you guys make some incredibly, what's becoming quite famous beer.
Yeah. We're proud of that, especially that we're from Marshall, and we do 13 states. We distribute beer in bottles and in kegs in 13 states now, plus Michigan, obviously. And it's going well. We're going to add on 6 more states in the next 8 months. So
wow.
We'll be up to 19, and so we're sending beer from Marshall out into the world.
You'll soon have almost half the country with Darkhorse beer and ale.
Yep. I don't know if we'll ever make all the country, but we're going to give it a run.
Right. Well, tell us about some of the flavors, because you guys come up with some incredibly different flavors. I keep learning something new.
Sure. Well, in the beer world today, pushing the envelope is what is big now. I mean, people don't want to drink normal, boring, domestic, straw-colored lagers. They want to drink the craziest, the funnest. So in the brewing industry, we have to push the envelope. So, I mean, you name it, we've probably done it. And actually, speaking of donuts, we made a donut beer. We've made a donut beer twice now.
Beer?
Yeah, we've made it with nut rolls, and we've made it with Long Johns. We've made beer with about every kind of fruit you can imagine. We've made it with vegetables. We've made it with spices. You name it, we put it in there. As long as we can get, it to taste good. And really, it's a matter of knowing the brewing process, understanding what makes beer in the first place, and then adding the ingredients to make it taste even better.
It's got to be, I mean, it's an art and a chemistry and a science and all of this together.
It is.
And creating these flavors is just incredible. I mean, these are like French chefs of the beer world to come up with all these ideas. What brings up a new beer flavor?
A lot of times it could just all of a sudden it pops into our head. We could be sitting around talking about something, or maybe time of the season. where something is harvested at that time of the season, or it may be just us sitting around talking about whatever, and we're like, hey, we should make a beer with this, you know, or we may be at dinner sometime and eating something that tastes very good. We're like, hey, we can make either a beer to match that flavor of that food, and or make a beer that tastes like that food. So there's no real one way to do it. We kind of pop beers in our heads all the time and decide to try it. And most of the time, a lot of people make, you know, small batches to try things out. We don't normally. We just throw it on the big system and go for it.
That's that artistic inspiration comes out of everywhere.
Yep, it does.
Very good. And of course, we see all the oak barrels going on here. What's in some of these?
These are all sour beers, actually, which is a process that came out of Belgium, where you let the natural flora that's in the air actually ferment the product, and it gives it flavors that definitely takes time for your palate to adjust to. I mean, the normal beer drinker, if they've never had one and they were to take a drink of a sour, would probably spit it out and say, oh, that's bad. But there's things that happen in sour beers that are just absolutely wonderful to drink once you understand them and know them. So all these are sour projects that we're doing. The thing is they take anywhere from 1 to 4 years.
Wow.
So beer has to sit there. It has to let we call it bugs, but they're not really bugs, but the things that are in the beer that actually work. And what they do is they work off each other. One can't do its job until the other one's done. So it just takes time for them to do it.
And really, back in the 60s, 70s, we thought of beer being one thing, but when you go to Europe and Germany and England and stouts and Guinnesses, the beer world's always been a pretty diverse universe.
Sure. And really, beer back in, you know, the day was more like craft beer is now. You know, the pale straw-colored lagers didn't come until Prohibition time, when they were looking to make beer cheaper and more of it. You know, back in the early days when beer was made, it was full-bodied. It was, you know, lots of flavor. You know, they made it in their towns. I mean, more people drink beer than they did water. You know, because water was usually bad. So if they boiled it and made beer, they were okay. So beer back in the days was definitely more. It was closer to what craft beer is now than what domestic beer is, really.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.